Hey everyone, welcome to something new. Today, IceyFire and I are playing an exhibition match. We're going to play against each other in a best of three and discuss our plays from both sides while you can see both of our hands and both of our lovely faces. I'm going to be playing Wanderer Ragnora because Wanderer Ragnora is great. The deck is very powerful. I've been playing it in the Meltdown League tournament quite a lot, as well as on ladder. It's kind of the deck to beat at the moment. Everyone is either playing it or playing something that they think can counter it. And so that countering it is actually a little bit harder than it looks. So I'm going to basically be the bad guy in this video and put up the best deck while IceyFire tries to take it down. So what are you on, Icy?
I'm going to be running Titan Argeon. Hacker and Blob brought it to my attention. I think it has a pretty favorable matchup against Wanderer, so that's why I'm going to be bringing it against you.
It does do one of the strongest... Are you serious, Skype? It does do one of the strongest things that you can do against Wanderer, which is it puts up a card that needs a very specific answer, namely Titan itself, which is basically only really answerable by EMP. And Wanderer only gets to play one copy of EMP, so if you can draw more than one Titan, you can grind through their answers even if they find the EMP in the opening hand and sandbag it. So from the Wanderer player's perspective, I can't just rely on punishing with EMP. I might not draw it. Icy might just play another Titan the next turn. I have to beat the Titan strategy overall. And the way to do that is to make sure that you don't have any creatures going into your 7 mana turn. So my plan is, early on I'm going to lose board because Argeon has a lot of good, cheap early minions and the raw hero power to make trades. And stuff like Arclight Sentinel, which is very difficult to play through in the early game. But I'm going to try and use my mid-game hitting power to clear your board and make sure that you can't get a good Titan off. And if I can force you to never be in a good position to Titan, then I'll win. And if I can't, then I'll probably lose to massive force field minions.
Yeah, my response to that is I'm going to try and do the same thing, but forcing you to not have a good Wanderer. Because if you have to waste a turn having a weak Wanderer whilst I'm ahead on board, and I follow that up with Titan, then I can clear that Wanderer without affecting my board and stay significantly ahead.
And I can counter that by drawing Flash Reincarnation like a Luxac.
That would do it.
Alright, so I'm going to impose some editing jump and we'll come back in the first match. So I'm looking to curve out, which is great. I have one of my best 2-drops in my opening hand. Pretty much the only card better than this to play on the first turn is Kajata, maybe Cryptographer, but Silithar is certainly one of the stronger ones. I've got Cryptographer as well, which is even better. I can force a Blood Tier Alchemist down by playing the egg. I can potentially draw Wild Inceptor. It also goes really well with this Lava Lance, so this opening hand's looking pretty swish. And finally I also have Fizzling Mystic, which is kind of... like, both of these cards do basically the same thing. But the one thing this deck doesn't have, it doesn't have any accelerants. I don't have a Kajata, I don't have a Flash Reincarnation. It's kind of worth looking for those cards. But I feel like this accomplishes my goals in the matchup very well. Like, I have multiple good 2-drops and multiple removal minions. So I'm actually just going to keep all of this. I'll forego a Flash Reincarnation in order to put down a bunch of pressure. Actually, maybe I should replace the Silithar. I'm not planning on playing it. Basically, even if I don't get to play a 2-drop, which is not unlikely because this might get Mauled or Arclight Sentineled, I still get to do Egg plus this. But then Silithar, Egg, Lava Lance is great. Yeah, we'll keep everything. Play this here. Try and take mana tiles. Standard stuff. Go. Over to you, Icy. What do you got?
So I've got Latigris and Titan, which off the bat, those are both very good. I don't have to worry about not drawing Titan. So that's very helpful. Latigris is really good in this matchup, actually. I've found recently. Blood Tier I'm keeping for the egg that I know you're going to play at some point soon. Azure feels kind of weak, so I think that's what I'm going to replace. I don't need the healing early on because I've got the stronger early game. And I don't think the 1/4 body is impactful enough.
Oh.
Now I guess the question is to play it here or here. And so I'm going to play it here because I'm afraid that you'll have one ping, and if I play it on the tile, that's all it takes to remove it, and I want to keep it on board.
Seems legit. Right, what's the plan? So I have access to a lot of mana here. I probably want to play... I can do like Primus Fist, move up, hit this, Silithar on the tile, Egg, or Lava Lance, which doesn't actually kill this. I do want to play the Egg, I want to get that value down. If I'm playing the Egg, it makes the Lava Lance better. I don't need to use Primus Fist to kill this. I can just use the Silithar instead. I can actually leave both of the mana tiles up if I play Silithar, which is nice because it gives me easier access to my more expensive cards. I don't really need this. Does that change anything? If I play Celebrant here, move this, I'll still have... What is that? That puts me down to 1 mana. This puts me to 2. No, I can't actually play everything if I do that. So we'll just ignore that. Another option, I guess, is move forward, put the Celebrant there, take the tile. But I don't have an extra use for the mana, and this young Silithar is much stronger. So we'll just keep it simple. Drop a Silithar. Drop an Egg. Get rid of this. Pass. So this is really strong if my opponent doesn't have a Blood Tear. Like, even if they have Arclight Sentinel, using an Arclight Sentinel on an Egg is fine. And I can afford being a little bit card inefficient if they have a good answer to it, because I have Wanderer, right? So I've expended 2 cards effectively, if you ignore the Egg to kill the Silithar, to Silverguard. But I've still got the same hand size as well as my little 2-drop in play. Over to you, Icy. What's the plan?
Well, I can answer this in 2 ways. Either I can dispel the Egg and the Silithar, and develop the 3/3 body, or I can kill the Egg with the Blood Tear and develop the Silverguard. So I'm leaning towards developing the Silverguard and the Blood Tear just because it puts more stats on board, and I'm not really that worried about getting rid of the Silithar's Rebirth. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the Lightbender because Dispel isn't as necessary against Wanderer as it is against other decks because you've got inconsistent threats. That's a really good draw.
Yeah, you need that.
That's an answer to Wanderer. And so I'm going to put Silverguard here and Blood Tear here so that it's still relevant enough to trade with my BBS next turn. I'm going to trade face. And it's also in a position where you can't clear it easily and it can take tile if it needs to.
So I can kill this. It's a bit awkward because I don't have a good, like a really good play here. I can't take either of the tiles. I can't play Mystic plus Egg. So let's see what I get out of replacing the Celebrant. That's pretty good, actually. Is that better? I play into Roar a little bit with this. I think removing this is superior to not removing it. The Silithar is just going to die. Alternately, I can leave this up and do what? Develop this like here. Doesn't it just dies? There is okay. It's a bit awkward to get to with the Silverguard Knight. This can be traded into by a Blood Tear, which is sort of alright. But then I'm behind on board. And that's right, I can put it in safety. Let's do that. Put it here, and we'll get rid of this. That's not bad. Been wondering if I should play Thumping Wave in this deck. You have a couple of good lights here, don't you?
So I think definitely what I'm going to end up doing is playing the Tigris.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking through where allows me to do what I want to do with it. So if I play it here, it can spawn there. And what I want to use it to do is I want to play the Roar on it and clear the Fizzling Mystic.
I think you can do that by, if you put the take the tile and then play it
on the
like
tile.
diagonally up from me. I don't know if you can see where my cursor is. If you play it, yeah, there. If you play it 2 above the Mystic, because the only bad spawn for the cub would be on the mana tile, which if you're blocking that with a Blood Tear, it can't do.
I could also spawn here, and then I can't Bloodborne it. So I think what I do is.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And then gonna move here.
Well,
here.
Okay, yeah, that's a bit awkward because it can spawn there, but it's you got it. Nice.
It was 1 in 4 that it would have spawned somewhere bad. So
1 in 3, yeah, because the Blood Tear blocks one of them. Right, what's my plan? I want to play a minion and I want to get rid of this. I can natural selection the Tigris, which is great. What else can I do? There's no Roar next turn, so the Blood Tear isn't doing too much. I can play the Thunderhorn, which is very threatening. The Primus Shieldmaster, which is fairly passive. I think if I'm playing something on the mana tile, the Thunderhorn is much better. That's not bad. Yeah, I think that's fine. Come over here. Drop Mr. T. Kill this. I miss an egg, which is sad, but that's fine. Oh, that's a good roll.
So I don't want to, but I think I replace Silverguard because if I don't draw something good, then Silverguard's a weak play.
Yeah, it's kind of medium against Thunderhorn, isn't it?
It's good if I draw the Sentinel, but if I don't draw the Sentinel, it becomes significantly weaker.
I mean, you can replace the Lightbender and just run away, right?
Yeah, but if I run away against Wanderer, odds are I'm going to lose. So I want to be applying pressure in the early games so that I can transition. I'm going to pitch that, and that is exactly what I needed.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Going to move that there and place the Fizzling Mystic here because it means if you run away from my general, you're still pressured. Yeah. There's only one place your general can move where I can't hit you with it.
You do play into Dancing Blades a little bit, though.
Yeah, I do play into Dancing Blades. But I'd rather play into Dancing Blades than allowing you to run away.
Fair enough.
Oh well.
It happens. Do I need this? I don't think I need this. But I don't need this on the board right now. I might want it later. I think I can ship this. Nice.
So I'm definitely going to pitch Bender.
Yeah, it does nothing. Well, I guess it dispels the egg, but that's not worth it. Oh, the rips! Just like run away and scorn, maybe.
So I'm going to scorn, but I'm just thinking of where to position it. What I'm considering doing is playing the scorn in a way where I body block the scorn using my general so that your Dancing Blades can't clear it.
Yeah.
Sorry. It leaves my face vulnerable to taking damage, but if I can keep the scorn up and then play Titan, it leaves me in a really strong position.
Yeah. I don't know how much So I guess if we back off from each other, I guess I'll eventually just make too many eggs.
Yeah, I don't have the means to deal with the eggs from a distance.
Yeah, especially once Wanderer's down. So maybe you do have to be aggressive.
I think I move here, play it here.
Seems good. Bye, Ripper. I miss you already. So how bad is it if you Titan next turn? Pretty bad. Let's get rid of that. It's not terrible. Can run away and play Wanderer somewhere safe, like here. That'll be 6 power, so I could do this. Doesn't seem especially good with my follow-up though. I think we do this. Probably just say go. I may as well attack with it. It's gonna die anyway. So I may as well get in the damage.
So this play is just a no-brainer.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I'm going to buff that so it dodges plasma.
Seems good.
That. Trying to think of a way where it stays relevant, but it still is safe to make counter. So maybe here stops you from backing off.
Yeah, that seems good.
Because I don't want you to play a 5 attack counter, clear my board, and then just take 4. That would leave me in a really weak position.
I mean, I'd be quite happy to do that. That seems reasonable to me. Right, so what do I need to do? I need to defend myself a bit, but I wouldn't mind just clearing some of these minions. Let's replace this.
Rebuke's really bad for me as well.
That's not very good. This board is fairly non-functional. Yeah, I've actually got me backed up here. I can't really do a lot to avoid the initial Titan turn.
Yeah, I guess the goal would just be force me to remove your things so that I don't have a nice Titan. Just make it awkward so I have to choose between removing and dropping the Titan.
Yeah. Guess we'll clear this. Play this. Make some eggs. Titan isn't lethal and these eggs are enough of a threat.
Yeah. Pitch the Blood Tier Alchemist. It's less useful now that the eggs are 1/2.
Quite a lot less, yeah.
I think the play here is just that. Titan. I'm going to play Titan. I'm going to put it here to play with the counter, because I can play that there. And
Sounds
so
good.
you can't clear all of them. And the loss of... If you manage to clear the Sunwisp, the loss of reach from you running away is made up for by the fact that the Azurite Lion has celerity.
Oh, that's lethal. No, it's not.
Combo.
It's not quite lethal. Doesn't work.
If you have Ripper combo, it is. Oh, no, it's not.
No, because the 4 power is enough to protect you.
I definitely thought of that.
I think the Sunwest body blocking actually gives it to you here. Because I can't get out the way of just being hit. I can EMP, but I die anyway.
Yeah, EMP is not enough.
Oh,
is it?
yeah, the Ripper goes to 4 health, so it dies the first time.
Ripper would be enough if I didn't have it in hand. I mean, EMP would be enough if I didn't have it in hand.
No, I think I still die to the amount of stuff you have in play, right?
7.
I'm playing it anyway.
No.
But you've got... I think you've got enough minions that I just die anyway. Like, you have 4, 8... Yeah, the Azurite Lion is...
Azurite Lion and the Scorn can't both hit. And it doesn't have celerity anymore.
I'm only on 12. Like, the Azurite Lion and the Titan alone are lethal with Raw. Just roar the Lion and hit me. You've won the game. Oh, no, it's dispelled, isn't it? It's dispelled.
Yeah, it's dispelled.
Oh, this is still lethal, right?
Yeah, this is
it's
still
13
lethal.
damage.
Also got the Mystic.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Or the
when I was...
Sentinel buffing your own things.
Yeah, when I was initially counting it, I forgot about my General's attack.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, that was close. I actually replaced a Rebuke earlier because my hand of the rest of my hand was just Wanderer and EMP, and I had my... You didn't have that much stuff in play. The
Rebuke is normally a lot weaker against Lionar than it is against
exactly.
most things.
And I'm trying to get ahead on board, so I wanted to find more like value threats. Maybe that was an error. I also probably should have spaced around Sunset Paragon because the Wanderer doesn't die to the artifacts anyway. So I should have moved the Dancing Blades down to at least force you to trade with it with something else. And that would have made a significant difference.
My response if you had done that would have been to just defensive Titan and clear it with the Scorn, which would have given you a lot more breathing room.
Yeah, I was expecting it to die anyway, so that would have been what I wanted. Then I can EMP and not lose too much.
Yeah,
and then try and win from there. Although it's pretty rough to pressure you with the 2/7/7s while also respecting Paragon the entire time. Like that gets difficult. Right, shall we game 2? This hand looks okay. This is good. This is very hard to answer. This is decent in the early game. This is a good turn 1 play. This is good in general. And this is probably for later. So I can't really... Skype, stop it. I don't think I want to keep all of this stuff, like especially both of these cards feel as though they may or may not be useful. Ditto the Maw, but I think Maw is good enough that I'll hold on to it. Plasma Storm does seem like it's very good in this matchup.
Yeah, Plasma's pretty useful until Titan comes down.
Yeah. So I think we'll do... Maybe that's just good enough. I will do this. Oh, that's a good draw. No, I guess I don't need this as much.
So I'm replacing the Tigers because I've got 2.
Yep, seems fine.
It's a pretty good hand I've got.
Yeah.
Although it is pretty reactive, which I'm not too happy with. I just didn't want to pitch some of them though.
Yeah. Nice. I will make a relatively defensive play, because I'm not interested in my 3/4 getting killed by a wisp.
I'm going to replace the Bender, because It's not too useful.
Pride Beak, of course, fantastic in this matchup.
For all you know, I've teched in one immolation.
Seems greedy.
I did try that for a bit, just to see what it was like.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it any good? Doesn't seem like it would be good.
No, it's not.
Alright, I think we can ship this now. Not terrible. I think this trade is happening. There's absolutely no shame in that. I feel like I should take this monotile as well. I don't mind being relatively aggressive here.
Yeah, I was considering playing the Duelyst 2 back from where it was, but I was also afraid of what you could do with 5 mana.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get absolutely destroyed by ramping into a Dancing Blades and clearing the Duelyst with it.
Yeah. The old Flash Blood tier. Yeah, I think we just drop this. Make a trade. Cool, and then we'll put this... Oh, there's actually nowhere that I can go that the Tombstone can't hit it. Or the Sunwisp. Awkward.
Probably better to force the Tombstone to hit it, because then I have to invest resources in the Bloodborne spell.
Oh, definitely. I'll make you do it. I have no problem doing that.
Replace one Paragon, because I definitely don't need two.
Yeah, their effectiveness does diminish after the first one, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Bye, Crypto. Miss you already.
And I'm going to move this here to play around the Mechanta, the Flash Mechanta that Wanderer will always have.
Just keep the things. I mean, I feel like this is the play. I guess punished by Tigris, I guess. A little bit. But none of these other cards do anything. So, it's time. I don't think I attack here. I need life total to survive big Titan turns.
Yeah, Plasma.
Yeah. No shame in just plasmaing there, I think.
Yeah, I think Plasma was strong.
It doesn't really pull me ahead. Like, you still have a large hand.
It doesn't put you ahead, but most of
Just
my hand
equalizes
was
a bit.
fairly reactive, so it does.
Yeah. It does more than nothing. Unlike the rest of my stuff. Oh. The cub is pretty good here, actually. It prevents me setting up eggs in good spots.
Yeah. And the threat of
right,
the range stops you from just running away.
Yeah. So I'm 100% removing this. That's happening. And then, hopefully, I can do like... Oh, I can actually clear. That seems good. Yeah, that seems very good, actually. So...
I'm assuming with Lava Lance. And then maybe
Absolutely.
more.
Just replace this and see if I get... Boo! And then... Wild Inceptor, baby!
That's interesting.
This card is really good.
Yeah, it's great.
Like, this play is not amazing, but it basically means you can't roll the 2-1 and kill the thing I would have played instead, which is a Thunderhorn, which is, like, pretty useless against that. This isn't a major board lead, but you do have to respect the egg, which might draw a Scorn. I guess Scorn is a good answer here. because you get to kill everything.
Yeah, Scorn would be nice.
But if you don't have it, then I'm forcing you to respect my crappy dudes, because otherwise I can Wanderer. Yeah, that's fine by
Yeah,
me.
your crappy dudes become much better dudes as soon as Wanderer drops.
Precisely. Speaking of which, is it time?
Well, I don't know what you have in hand, but probably because you've got a minion on board and no amount of postponing the Wanderer is going to stop me from playing Sunset as soon as you do.
No. I do have a pretty good alternative line. Which is a tiny bit soft to Titan. Yeah, this is fine. Let's go Wandering. That seems fine. Die. Well, Wild Scepter moves really slowly. This can go... Doesn't massively matter. Don't even bother playing it. Nah. So, do you Titan?
The question is, do I have Titan? The answer is no.
I mean, I know the answer because I can see your hand on the other screen. But ignoring that, do you Titan? If you had Titan here, would you play it?
No, probably not. I think Paragon's definitely stronger.
You kill the Wanderer anyway and take 5. And then... yeah, it's not that great, is it? Whereas here, you can Paragon the 7/7, kill the 4/2 with the Silver Guard, and be in a reasonable spot.
I'm gonna replace the Azurite because I want Sunwisp to sack Titan.
Yeah.
Gonna play that above you.
Oof.
Take the 4 with the intention of keeping the Silver Guard alive.
Yeah, sounds good.
And play that here. Move that there. Just to make your counter slightly weaker.
That sounds good. So I can still do this, which is okay. It's not bad, actually.
It's going to be BBS, Eggmorph, Greater Fortitude, Thumping Wave. Which you can't do otherwise, but it's going to happen.
I mean, if I had Greater Fortitude and like Primus Fist, right? That could do it.
Oh, yeah.
It's not impossible. Alright, so if you Titan, how much damage do I take? It's 4, 6, 11, 16, 20. That's a lot of damage. If you don't have it, it might be okay. I can also try and body block you from standing next to the Sunwisp. So how about I do this?
Zero mana 7/7 is always pretty terrifying.
It's not the best Jax in the world, but it's a Jax. This puts me, I think, not quite dead to Titan. There might still be a way you can do
Titan.
it. Am I?
I moved the Silver Guard down 1, moved my general.
Oh yeah, down 1 with the Silver Guard, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna replace Dialtus because it's just too slow here.
Fair.
Oh. Clear that.
Mm-hmm. Most obvious trade in history. Nice.
So I'm just trying to get rid of as many of your Jaxes as possible.
Yep.
So that I don't get absolutely stomped by it.
Yep. And you get to deploy more stuff in the process. Even better.
Just gonna clear this with Jax, so I might as well
Sounds good.
take the other 3.
Yep.
The way it's set up now.
Yeah, because you didn't attack with this, so I can't remove it. Oh, I can walk through with the...
Yeah, I
can
just
walk through
came
with the
to that
Mandrake.
realization.
Good old Mandrake. So
I was like, oh, look at this positioning, and then I realized, oh yeah, he can just walk through.
Almost got there. So I can clear the Fizzling Mystic. Get rid of this. I can play that, and that, and that. All seems kind of okay. Keeping this seems fine. Wait a minute. If I clear this attack, I'd have to hit something specific. That doesn't do what I want. In the slightest. I can just make sure you have no board. That's probably better. I was hoping I could hit Greater Fortitude so I could kill you, but alas. Right, get rid of this. Come here. Punch that. Play an egg. Play this Earth Sphere while I have the opportunity. I may or may not actually need the health, but it's useful because if I do fall behind again, it gives me a much bigger buffer to try and recover.
I'm not really sure how I can recover here.
No, you don't really have the tools to do. I guess Paragon kills the 7-5. Like, if you draw Paragon, you can go up right and put it between the 7-5 and the mini Jax and kill them both. And then I have one Ripper and one Jax, and then maybe, I don't know. That would be a start. And then you can play something that body blocks the Ripper, like if you've got a Deal Test or even just an Azza Herald to jump. It's fine.
Yeah, Paragon, and then I develop 2/2 drops is something, but...
Yeah.
I don't really have any answers because all your 1 health things are 2 health, so Scorn becomes reasonably useless.
It's the #1 reason why this deck functions.
Yeah. No clue whether it's the right play, but it seems like the only play. Just try to survive.
Yep. I definitely agree with healing here. It's pretty easy for me to kill you, like I'm 1-off on board without the Azza Heralds coming down.
Yeah, I positioned the Azza Heralds where I did so I could double body block the Ripper so you don't get the celerity if you have the Fortitude, and then I put the other one in the back so that I can clear the mini Jax with it if you decide to go face with the Mandrake.
Super. Alright, this is useless here. That's pretty good. So the Ripper can kill both of these. Then I can protect it with my face. Attack you. Can attack you for 7. Kill this. Play another threat. Play another egg. That sounds fine. Or I can kill this. No, the Jax you can hit anyway. You can hit the Jax anyway. Unless I body block it. I can do that. Wait, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Damn you, as a herald! I need to do something. Alright, let's get rid of this one. You go here, go face, drop this. You go here, kill this, you go here. Play another egg aggressively. Go face.
And that's game.
Not really playing around much here. Like, if you Paragon... No, you still need to kill the eggs. Probably gets the job done.
I can pitch that If I drew into the Paragon, I could have moved here, cleared the egg, done that, and then played the Paragon where I played the Dialtus.
Yeah.
And that would have put me back in contention.
That gives you a strong... Yeah, that gives you a strong chance of being not dead. Game 3.
See, the one thing I like about tabletop card games is you can, when you lose that game that you never drew your win con, you can pick up the deck and look through to see how...
Where was it? Where was it? Yeah, there was one turn where it would have killed me, and then after that I was okay.
Yeah. Anytime before that point. And then after that it would have just been enough to save me for a bit, but not necessarily win.
I had the EMP in hand again. So it would have protected you, but not too much. Right. Let's go for game 3. Skype being stupid again. This hand is excellent because of that. This isn't bad either.
Assuming that means flash.
Maybe. Soaring Infinity is incredibly expensive, so let's get rid of it. This is a reasonable tempo tool, like on the Celebrant. So I might keep it. And this is obviously good. Yeah, that seems okay actually. Nice.
This hand I've got would be impeccable if I was going second.
Oh wow. That is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Goodness.
The guy replaced, gone.
Nice.
I think keeping the blood tier is worth skipping the turn 1, just because the 2/1 on body doesn't seem more valuable than the ping.
Especially like if you do that and then I play Cryptographer, and you don't have like you can play it on a Monotone and play your 3-drop next turn anyway. Like you don't have anything else to do with it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, over here, I'm doing... I could put it there, actually. Because the likelihood of being able to play 3 minions is very small. No, because you can still go here and then here. Although that isn't actually a problem. Yeah, we'll ship that.
I'm not entirely happy about this, but I'm just going to
take the tiles.
Stop you from ramping.
Seems good.
Even though
I love that this game lets you skip the effects of cards like that, by the way. Like,
yeah.
I really appreciate that. It's a very nice feature. Okay, which of these...
Yeah, it doesn't come up often, but when it does, you're thankful for it.
Yeah. That's a good draw.
Oh dear God. Here it is.
And we'll clear the stuff to deny raw. The good draw was this Lava Lance. That's a very nice top deck.
Oh my.
Right, so this is good as well because you can't Paragon it. So I'll get to stick it for 1 turn so I can walk towards you and then get Paragoned. As is Wanderer's fate in this matchup.
You using the Lava Lance there, however, does allow me to relatively safely play the Tigris.
That's true. Yeah, I don't have an immediate counter to that besides this big boy. We can ship that. Did not top deck natural selection like a champion. That would have been pretty good. Right. How to play around Paragon. do this.
Slasher, I would assume.
Nah,
Oh,
sadly.
Shieldmaster.
Shieldmaster's okay here. Lava Slasher
Shieldmaster's
would have
pretty
been
helpful.
pretty boss. Put this down. Play this here. For Ripper blocking potency. Don't think that really... Yeah, I guess it protects my Celebrant. Not Ripper, Cub. If you attack, you can spawn here. You can make it to there. You can Paragon in this tile. So I'd have to go there or there to play around Paragon.
I was hoping you would not consider that.
I've drafted Latigris before. I know how this card works. It is disgusting in draft. Not just like the 2/6 ranged is good, but the when you realize there's also an obelisk with haste, like it's really good.
I'm going to do that.
Oh, that seems good.
Which does exhaust it. I was curious.
Oh, it does, huh? But now you get a 4/6, which is solid.
Yeah.
To say the least.
I wasn't going to attack with the thing anyway, even if it did exhaust it, so I'm okay with that.
Decent. So I have to get rid of that, don't I? Well, I'll do. Do I need this?
You can remove it with
Reasonable, actually.
Rebuke, but that also leaves the board state fairly even, so that's beneficial for me.
Yeah. This is almost amazing. Need one more damage. So I think I'll be greedy and ship this. That is not Blood Tear Alchemist. That's like the exact opposite of Blood Tear Alchemist.
What's the direct opposite of Blood Deer Alchemist?
Saurian Finality. Okay.
Wouldn't the direct opposite of Blood Tear Alchemist be 1 health heal?
Oh yeah, yeah, Araras Prophet, perhaps. So we can go here, punch this, come down here, dispel. This comes here. If I do this, it looks much better, but isn't actually good enough. Yeah. So Wanderer eats the Lightbender. I eat the Cub. This comes here. My poor, long-suffering Primus Shieldmaster gets dispelled again. You go down here. I will decline to attack your Tigris. Go.
I feel like it doesn't need to be dispelled a 3rd time, so I'll get rid of the bender. Probably
Is it horse time?
Paragon here. Do that.
Sounds good.
And then
you can pop up and roar and kill the thing.
clear that
Yeah,
way.
seems good.
Now I've got a reasonable board that you have to remove to stop my Titan being impactful. And some fairly solid plays if you do remove my board.
It's an interesting rule.
This, however, is very weak to Mercantor.
I wish I'd drawn either Warbeast or Lava Slasher at some point in this Lionar match. Given that Lionar was... Lava Slasher, I think, was specifically designed to eat Lionar creatures. Although I guess this is kind of the same thing. It just doesn't hit you in the face.
Paragon?
What I'm going to do is... Yeah, it's horse time. But we're going to play this. Play the horse for 1 less. So that I can get an egg in. Means you can kill the horse, but like, that doesn't really matter. Do I bother attacking? No.
Probably doesn't
No, this
make
can
a
stay
huge
there and
difference.
be a board presence. Yeah, I don't want it dying to Scorn or whatever. It can be useful for pinging artifacts.
replace this because I will probably need it in the next few turns and probably shouldn't have replaced it, but I don't know. It was the worst card in my hand.
Fizzling Mystic seems good.
Yep, this play feels solid. Trying
Right.
to just set up for Titan.
Set up for Titan, you say?
Well, there's no point hiding the fact I have it. You can see my
Shame
hand.
Titan costs mana, isn't it? I will get rid of this.
Saurian does so many things.
So brutal. We'll continue to play around Arclight Sentinel and Blistering Squad and all the rest of it with my Celebrant.
Speak of the devil. Well, I'm stunned, so I can't move away to a defensive position or trigger the Tigris, and can't play Titan. I am just going to Fizzling Mystic heal myself and buff it.
That seems entirely sensible. You're on 15. 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Your healing has kept you alive. Perfect. This trade isn't bad. Pretty good, actually. Come on, Greater Fortitude. No. Celebrant is finally going to actually die in the service of this Blistering Scorn. And then I will make an egg and hit you in the face.
That seems fair.
Oh.
Sunwisp feels not needed. I can remove the Scorn, but I leave myself dead.
Yeah, Tigris Roar would be normally good here if you had a bit more life.
It would also be good if you didn't have 5 attack.
Same diff, right? I mean, the Ripper, like, you have to stand in Ripper range to do that, so it actually doesn't matter.
I think that, and then clear the egg is probably the best I can do.
Yeah, and then run away.
Hope that burrowing myself in a corner with Titan is enough to save me.
As it stands, I have Wild and Scepter.
Oh well.
Wild and Scepter getting the job done again.
You should have seen my set versus Braga.
Oh yeah. What happened?
I saw it was a 2-0 his way. Wild Interceptor both games. Morin Kerr and Egmoth came out.
From Wanderer.
Yeah, Wanderer Rag. I died to Ripper Tumble.
Oh my god, is Morincar actually good? It can't be. That sounds
Despite
hilarious.
the fact that I'm a little salty by how he lethaled, the rest of the games were really well played. They were pretty fun.
Yeah. Braga, I like Braga. He's a good player and a nice person.
I don't know the guy, but he's definitely a good player.
From my interactions with him, he seems like a good egg. I played against him in the Grand Melee from the first Duelyst Melee series, and we were both like 0-2 in the bracket. We were like, let's just have a good time. And we had a really good match. And I also played against him in one of the Highlander events. And we had a ridiculous nail biter that I eventually won because I won one game on 1 life because I played Healing Mystic. With like, he was playing Fae and I had Variax, but was hiding. So I just had this like, I had about 10 or 12 5/5 Wraithlings in play, gradually making their way towards him, and he would like stun them or blow up 2 of them or whatever, and then just like click Warbird every turn. It was It was ridiculous.
I saw Variax, Cassie on ladder today, actually.
What?
I think it was on 7 running it.
Ha! Nice.
Thought
Didn't realize
that,
he actually still played.
nor did I, actually. But an interesting deck, nonetheless.
There must be... He must be tempted to create decks comprised of only cards he can, right? Like, that's got to be a thing. Right, I'm really hungry, so I think we should we wrap this up?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, that was really good fun. And
Yeah.
a very close match, I think. If you'd drawn the Titan in game 2, I'd have died. There was that one turn
Yeah.
where I was vulnerable. I couldn't play around it. And game 3, Saurian did its dirty work. I think, like in a lot of matchups, going first or second makes a big difference as well. Like, I was going second in game 3, and that really helped. Like, the Saurian plan doesn't work nearly as well
Yeah,
going
going
first,
second.
because you have 2 turns worth of grace. And,
Yeah.
like you said, you had the hand that was just, like, incredibly well suited to being player 2.
Yeah. I think Wanderer's a lot stronger as player 2, because it just gets out the Wanderer quicker and puts in a position where it can ramp it out easier.
I definitely agree. Like, especially in the mirror as well, which is, I guess, similar, where you have some 6-drop or 7-drop that is ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
I
Well,
played...
when I'm playing Wanderer and I get the mirror, it's if I'm player 1, I'm the aggressor, and my job is to ramp out Wanderer, and if I'm player 2, my job is to stop them from ramping it out.
Yeah. At the same time, if you don't have the ramp cards, then player 2 has a major advantage. Which I guess is kind of the same thing.